Hi, I just wanted to come on and give a couple of presentations, and you'll see a couple of these that will follow this week that gives you some information about the portfolio, which is what you'll be working on this week. First of all, just the basics. You are going to have to come up with 32 pages of final draft writing. And some of you might say, oh my gosh, where does that 32 pages come from? And for a good majority of you, you will have 32 pages or get very close to it with what we've already written in class this semester. So the things that need to be included are your diagnostic paper. So that was one that we wrote at the very beginning of the semester. I believe it was a greatest accomplishment essay. Your narrative essay, which was your significant event, your descriptive essay, which was the significant place, your how-to essay, which was the one where you taught us how to do something, it was your expert essay. Your persuasive essay is the last one, and you're in the process, probably just turned that in last weekend and are waiting for a grade. So those papers need to be included. The final draft of those papers is what counts towards your 32. So you'll add up how long was your diagnostic, how long was your narrative, and all of those will get you to the 32 pages. What will also get you to the 32 pages are those other artifacts, which are listed right here. So every paper needs to have an entry slip, and you wrote one of those back in week 11, I believe, where you either wrote an entry slip for your narrative or your descriptive paper, and so one of those needs to be included for each of the above papers. Each of those entry slips counts towards your 32 pages. Your introduction, which I introduced to you last week, also has to be included. Most of the time your introduction is about 1.5 pages to 2 pages, and that also counts towards your 32. You'll need a conclusion essay, sometimes called a metacognitive essay. That will also count towards your 32 pages. That goes at the end of your portfolio. Once you add all of those things up, you'll also have to include at least one personal inclusion essay. That personal inclusion essay is an essay from a previous semester, this semester, something that you've wrote in the past that you may have made some changes to, and it just shows that you've done writing outside of this course. That counts towards your 32 pages. It also needs an entry slip. So that's how you'll get to your 32. If after including the minimum of all of these things, you're not at 32 pages, one thing you can do is add an additional personal inclusion essay. You can include up to 4 of those. So depending on how short you are on the 32 pages, including extra inclusions will get you to that 32 mark. Also included in your portfolio, you'll need evidence of process. And what this means is I need to know that you have gone through the writing process for at least one of your formal essays. What you'll include in that is pre-writing, evidence of drafting. And so if you simply download a pre-write that you may have done, if you take a photo of that pre-write and upload it, any of those things will work for showing process. So the things that I want to see in the process are evidence of pre-writing, evidence of drafting, evidence of peer revision, and then lastly, your final draft. And again, that's just for one of your formal essays. So you can choose to do that for your narrative, your descriptive, your how-to, or your persuasive essay. Then I also am looking for evidence of revision. And what this means is that you've gone back after I've graded it, you've taken a look at the rubric, you've taken a look at my comments, and you've decided that you are going to make some changes. Now, the one that I want you to revise most drastically is the diagnostic essay. That's an essay that you wrote at the very beginning of the semester, probably pretty rough, and you probably have learned a lot, hopefully, from the beginning of the semester. And so what I want you to do is to take that diagnostic essay and revise it using the things that you've learned this semester. And so ideally you'd go into track changes, you'd make your changes, and you would upload the track changes copy as well as your original copy. So once that's revised, I want you to choose one other essay of your choice from either the descriptive, the narrative, or the how-to, and revise that essay also. So going back and using the comments that you have been given, revise that essay one more time. those are kind of the basics of things that I'm looking for in the portfolio. And you'll see that there are YouTube videos similar to this one throughout for the introduction and a couple of others. You might see some announcements. So I will try to give you some direction on each of the elements within the portfolio. I'm going to switch gears here and show you what I have uploaded. What I have uploaded to the content section. What you'll see here is a narrative, a handout of all of the things that I've kind of gone over. The student introduction, there's some information about what needs to be included there. There's also a PowerPoint YouTube video that you'll see that details more information about the student introduction. Here's a little piece about entry slips and the learning statements, remembering that they need to be at least 1 page and 3 paragraphs. So it's an and, so 1 page and 3 paragraphs. Evidence of revision is talked about here also. The writing process entry is talked about here. Remaining major projects, those are all of your other essays. So all 4 essays really need to be in here in this remaining major projects. One of them needs to be the writing process entry, and one of those can be revised. Your diagnostic kind of hangs out on its own. And then these optional inclusions, those are also listed here. And again, you can include up to 4. That's what's going to help you to get to the 32 pages. And then the very last thing that's listed on this handout is your conclusion. And that's a 7-paragraph minimum, and again there'll be a presentation that will give you more information, but just to kind of give you an overview, it's going to be not a justification of your grade, but how do you think you've done in this course this semester in terms of your writing? Has it changed? Has it improved? What things do you hope to continue working on as you maybe go into Comp 2 or as you write papers for other courses? Down at the bottom, kind of the nitty-gritty, the portfolio is going to count for about 20% of your grade. The rubric will be tweaked a little bit to reflect that. Right now it's sitting at about 200 points. Portfolio must be turned in on time, and you must turn in a portfolio in order to pass the course. So if you don't turn in a portfolio, you won't pass. So make sure that you do that and make sure you turn in something. The other document I want to show you is this portfolio rubric, and you have access to this as well on Brightspace, so I encourage you to take a look at it. What you'll see here is the point totals as they stand now, and again they may be tweaked just a little bit, but you'll see a little write-up, and then you see this total page count. And what this means is after you've written your introduction, if you wanted to, I would probably print this off. I would say, okay, my intro is 2 pages. I'd write in 2 pages here. I'd write all of my entry slips. I'd add up all of those pages and I'd put that in here. As I go down, I would write my conclusion, do the same thing. My personal inclusion, do the same thing. Add up all of those pages, and again, if they don't get to 32, then you can add in another personal inclusion. So it's kind of a checklist. I would also, if I finish my descriptive, I'd check it off, making sure that I have all of these things represented, whether they're entry slips, evidence of revision, the full process essay, the conclusion, that kind of thing. So use this. If it were me, I would print it and use it as an actual checklist and check it off my list as I completed those things. This is all that I have for this particular presentation. Please go through and definitely take note of the other presentations, read the information for each of the sections. If you have any questions, please let me know. You will see in the assignment section that there is a discussion board that's listed. If you have any questions, post it to the discussion board. And I will be checking the discussion board a lot this week, just so that I can kind of keep you up to date on any questions that you might have and answer those as necessary. I wish you well.